Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Women Are Worthy show. Easter's gone. I had a great Easter. Well, today we're going to have a wonderful lady. Now, what I want to mention is who said plus size women can't dance? Who said they can't dance? Okay, who gonna check me, boo? We're gonna talk to a woman, a creator, a motivator, inspirational woman. When I say she rocks, she one of my sheroes. Okay,
My
listen, let me tell y'all. Okay, let me keep it cute. Because of her, she made me drop it like it's hot, and I almost broke my hip. I almost broke my hip doing it. So we want to talk to. We have the honor of speaking with the creator, the founder of Pretty Big Movement. I love that. Pretty Big Movement, Miss Akira Armstrong. Now, let me give you a little background. She's a Bronx native, New York in the house. All right, you from the Bronx. All right. She has a big heart and even a bigger vision. Akira began her intensive dance, drama, and vocal training at the age of 8. I thought, she came out of her mama's womb singing, okay? While attending Mind Builders and Creative Center Art Center in the Bronx. She was handpicked. Listen to me. She was handpicked to participate in a high-level merit program. She's also a former student of the Alvin Ailey School. Okay, wait. I gotta take it all in. Let me sip some tea because bring that breath, bring that oxygen in here because this lady got too much stuff to count because I can't hold my breath. Okay, she's a former student of Alvin Ailey School of Dance. Y'all know what that is, right? The dance instructor and school itself. So if she left that, she can dance. Okay, and she possessed many talents, and she's just a great performer. So it's my honor in the Women Are Worthy show. We are so proud to have Miss Akira Armstrong. Yes,
come on.
yes. I wanted to talk to you for the longest, and I'm so glad we connected because you are doing some big things. You're
Thank you.
doing some great things. Whenever I see your videos, I'm like, I can do that. Well, I thought I could, and my hip hurting. Right now, I am doing this show with a heating pad on my hip. Okay,
No.
because I thought I was all of that, but baby, oh, don't make me laugh because you spoil the muscles. So tell us a little bit about yourself, and you just tell us, you're from the Bronx, Boogie Down Bronx. Tell us because I'm so in awe of what you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you. So, first and foremost, thank you for having me this evening. I was definitely looking forward to this. So, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's always a pleasure to share my story to impact so many men, women, and children. So, I'm from the Bronx, born and raised by a single mom. I have an older brother, and I told my mom at the age of I think maybe 6 or 7, I was watching Patti LaBelle on the Apollo Theater stage. And I said, whatever that is, that's what I want to do. And so I begged my mom at the time I was in Catholic school to pull me out of Catholic school to attend a performing arts school. Where I attended professional performing arts and dance was my major, where I attended the Ailey School, like you said. And from there, Mind Builders Creative Arts Center is the dance school that cultivated me and introduced me to all these beautiful genres of movement, such as jazz, ballet, West African, modern, jazz, and tap. And then hip hop came later on. And within that, I just found a really love and a passion for the arts. I love the discipline behind it. There's so much more than just moving. It's a way of life for me. It's my lifestyle. And then from there, because I was always on the chubby side, I used to get ridiculed for that, and self body imaging and all those things played a huge role in my self esteem and how I viewed myself. But dance always seemed to be my savior. So within that, I just pretty much stuck with it, good, bad, or indifferent. Hearing the negative connotations about my aesthetic, I still kept pushing forward. And later on, as I got older, transitioned into my adulthood, I found that there was a lack in the industry and entertainment, predominantly for plus size women. And I wanted to be the change. I wanted to change that narrative and be the voice. And there's been spurts. Like one of my favorite movies is School Days. And if you're familiar with School Days, the hair salon scene, is one thick mom up in there, and her name is Delphine Motz, and it just goes to show you how life goes full circle. Delphine is now like my mama, my second mom, my mentor. Yes. I connected with her through dance, through the arts, just on this journey, just planting my seeds and meeting people and building relationships, and it just came full circle. And so yeah, I found that it was a lack, and I felt that there were other women who needed a platform, who needed a voice. And so Pretty Big Movement was birthed in 2008. And from there, I just kept grinding and building and grinding and building. And here I am 13 years strong.
I was so in awe. I muted myself because I'm like, I want to hear this. Hey, Zena, you are just doing so many amazing things. And what I love about what you're doing, your platform, you're allowing, because as you said, the aesthetics, because you either got to be a size 4, size 8, you're fat nowadays, you're overweight or plump or whatever. It's really watching your dance, watching you and what you're doing. You're not looking at the what today's people are telling us. You're looking at actually the movement, because I told you did something and I wasn't gonna tell you, but girl, I'm telling you, my back is hurting me because I should have not been doing what you was doing, because I'm not classically trained. I think I can do this. You put me in a room with someone who needs surgery, I think I'm the doctor. I can do it. You are amazing. So I
Thank
love
you.
the positivity. I love the fact that you want to make sure that, and the fact that you called it, pretty. I love that. Pretty big movement. So that exemplifies who you are and what you're doing. We don't care about society's standards. We have to love ourselves. Once you love yourself, it comes out, and then people will see the confidence. And I want those young girls that are watching this, if they're plus size, because now they're changing the name so it can sound
Yeah.
pretty or whatever.
Right.
Whatever it is, at the end of the day, you don't have to look at your friend who's a size 8, size 4, size 6. What matters is your personality. What matters is if you're a good person. And I know, they used to have this thing. Oh, what does she look like? Oh, she's a nice person. And automatically people think, oh, she's one of them. She's one
Yep.
of them. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? So you are definitely changing. You're definitely changing the stigma. You're creating barriers. And Zena just said you dare to be different, and I love that. And you're not just doing it for yourself; you're doing it for other folks. So, what made you decide to come up with the movement, and how did you get the name?
So first things first. The name it came about because in high school I always got she's pretty for a big girl. She's pretty. But if she was smaller, she'll be, I'll talk to her. It was always that connotation, like she's pretty for a big girl. So I just took that and kind of flipped it and made it something positive. And then coming up with the whole dynamic of Pretty Big, like I said, I knew there were other women out there who had the same plight as me. The common goal is that we all can move and we all can dance, but we all come from different backgrounds, ethnicities. Your upbringing is different. Your culture is different. So having diversity in my company is very important to me as well, to shed that light, on not just, your minority, or, it's Hispanic, it's Korean. I wish I had a Korean in my company, because it is about that, and where it's going, it's not just plus size. Pretty Big Movement is a lifestyle. You're pretty big in what you do, as a business owner, as a businesswoman, and what you do. That's pretty big. You know what I'm saying? It's just that it's a feeling, it's a love, it's a passion, you know. So I'm just on this journey. I'm loving it. I'm loving how far we've come. We've toured in countries such as Rome, Italy, Seoul, Korea. We just came back from Jamaica. We're trying to,
Girl, I was pissed. I saw y'all in my country, honey,
oh,
and I
you
was
from
just yes. I saw y'all. I saw y'all.
Baby, when I tell you Jamaica was love, it was a birthday trip. It was very personal, but no matter where I go, I'm always a brand. And so, Pretty Big follows wherever I go, and especially the women who are with me. And, they appreciate us. It's so crazy how we're appreciated for who we are, just being who we are. And I didn't expect the guys to be all, like I
Yes.
didn't expect that, because here in New York it's like, oh, okay, here we go. I feel like I have to cover up, and I still have
No.
that.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Not in Jamaica.
In islands and in Europe. And that's why I don't like when you see someone who is not the, and I don't want to say someone who's not the size that you normally see. They're in a beach and they're wearing a two-piece. People make fun of them. But in Greece and places like that,
It's
it's it's accepted, and that's what people need to understand. Zena said, changing from the rhythmless nation. Oh, I like that. And that's true, because remember, at one point, Janet, people thought that she was big. I thought she was always beautiful because she could move. So I love the fact that, it's a movement, but it's also a lifestyle. You want people to embrace their body. You don't have to go get the butt lifts and suck out your tummy and all that kind, or the dreaded waist trainers. Oh my God.
It's so funny you brought that up. A little story. You know, that's some of my girls wear them. Everybody has their own goals within being a member of Pretty Big, whether that be, they're on a weight loss journey, they want to tighten up. That's great.
Yeah.
That's not force. That's more of an optional thing.
Right.
And being plus size, you can be healthy and still be big,
Mm.
So that's definitely, I'm a huge advocate for being who you are as long as you're healthy. I'm very mindful, because I'm not no spring chicken, but I'm very mindful of what I eat and just making sure that I'm healthy, being healthy, and not so much about the size.
Well, I brought up the waist trainer because I know of people who wear two or three at one time, trying to get that Kim Kardashian, look. And when you move your kidney and your liver, you know what I'm saying? That's not good, but they look good according to them in the clothes that they're wearing. Because if you're a size 13, whatever, 14 or whatever, and then you're wearing these waist trainers and you're in a size 8, that's a problem. That's way too much.
Yeah,
so I've seen that, so I'm glad that it's healthy. Now, you came up with the name. So where do you see Pretty Big Movement? Where do you see you guys going?
Oh, baby, I'm so glad you asked that. So I see Pretty Big chapters in different countries. Yeah, I want this to be a global brand, not a local brand.
Right, right.
And what I've done recently is I've created an ambassador program where I'm now sectoring off Pretty Big in different cities and different countries. So right now, my country that I have my staple ambassador is in Kenya. And then everyone else is Connecticut, DC area, really branching out and really making this a movement, because that's what a movement is.
Right. I agree. And I love talking to women who are doing movements, because that's what we're doing with the Women Are Worthy show. With Women Are Worthy, we're all worthy. It doesn't matter your size or whatever, we're all worthy. And I want people to understand that you have to love yourself from within, and it starts with self-love, because we're always going to have, the minute you walk outside, we're always going to have people who's going to want to tear us down. So we have to have enough gumption that when they tear us down, we either ignore them, check them, or go to jail. So you didn't see that one coming, did you? You didn't see that one coming.
But you know what? I'm so happy that you said it and I didn't. Because, baby, when I tell you there's some, when you're a public figure, you have to be conscious of what you say. So it's refreshing to hear someone else understand, how one may feel, but they just have to move accordingly. So
right.
Yeah.
But I'm not advocating doing anything to go to jail. But there are 3 options that you can take. So I'm just putting that out there, because I wouldn't advocate anyone any harming. We don't advocate that at the Women Are Worthy show. We're just saying that there are 3 options. So I would best. So I'm glad that what you're doing. So you told us about what you have upcoming. Now, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, I see Pretty Big, my life story being told, whether through the lens of a Broadway show or a television show. I definitely want to touch upon those components. And definitely, here's the thing. Pretty Big is associated with dance, but it's so much more that Pretty Big Movement can do. You know, I definitely want to tap into the realm of acting. I'm getting older, so I'm thinking about long term. So definitely some acting,
Producing.
producing, yes, directing. And you know what's so crazy? When I was in high school, I was gonna go to school for film, but I didn't get accepted. And my mom was like, "Well, you ain't got a choice because you got to get up out of here." And so I ended up going to Syracuse for public relations and journalism. So I have that background as well. So yeah, I definitely see that in the future for myself. Um, Akira Armstrong brand, because Pretty Big Movement is an extension of Akira Armstrong. So yeah, that's where I see
Zena
it.
said, go big or go home. And that's
Yeah.
so true. Because right now, during this pandemic, I know before people would hedge their bets prior to the pandemic, they have their 9 to 5 and their passion that they want to do. Now is not the time to do that. I'm hearing click, click. Is that your mic? Are you near click, click? I think it's on your end. Yeah, now is not the time to wait any longer. Now is the time to do what you
Oh
really
yeah.
want to do.
Oh yeah. I agree totally. If one thing I can say, COVID, I've lost some loved ones to this humanity catastrophe, but within that, it's definitely I recognize where I've in some areas I was lacking as a business owner, and it really put some fire to my behind. And it's like if you didn't get the memo last year, then you've missed the bus. And what I mean by that is it's now or never, and it's the opportunities is there. It's just now we have to take alternative route to get there and really dig deep and really tap into our creativity that we've been putting on the back burner for so many years because we just have this pathology. Oh, we have to wait. No, it's now.
I agree with you because here's a little story. I met this lady a couple of weeks ago, and she was just so wonderful. Do you hear clicking on my end, or no? You don't hear
Yeah,
click.
it sounds like it's just staticky. I don't know. I
Yeah,
got
and I'm like, yeah, because I'm not even nowhere near the mic, but yeah, and this is how I normally keep my mic, and I don't hear static, but I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I met this young lady 2 weeks ago. Wonderful spirit, wonderful heart. She went into the hospital and they said she's okay. And then I get a call and they spoke with her and they saw her, she was doing well. And then I get a call I had a call today and they said she passed. So I'm saying that to say tomorrow's not promised to us.
wow.
I don't want to do the woulda, coulda, shouldas, you
Mhm.
know? So I think everyone needs to go out and just live
Mhm.
their dream,
Mhm.
do what it is that they want to do.
Mhm.
I think it's
Mhm.
because it's the phone. The phone picks up more. Yep, the phone picks
Okay.
up more static. More,
Okay.
yeah. But
Sorry about that.
that's okay. I mean, it is what it is. We gonna make it. We gonna do what we gotta do.
Mhm.
So now, with that said, what are the qualifications to become part of the Pretty Big Movement?
Oh, oh, where did she go?
I'm right here. I'm still here. I'm here. You can't see me?
I can see you now.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what are the qualifications?
So right now, It's funny you asked that because today, I had a meeting with my board team, my admin team actually, and we're always thinking about different ways to elevate the brand, different challenges that we may face, and what we can do to hone in on that and correct it. So moving forward, my expectations and qualifications of a person who's interested in becoming a core member of Pretty Big Movement is first and foremost, you have to have a dance background. Um, I've allowed people in who don't have a extensive dance background, who are not knowledgeable in the business, and as minuscule as that may sound, it's a big part and a person and they role in what they play and their expectations that I'm looking for as a member. So moving forward, you have to have 3 references, professional references, a dance background, knowledge of the business. Like pretty much overall, you need to be ready, but coachable, right? If you're not coachable, then the dynamic may not work because, people who know it all, what are you here for? We're always students. We're always growing. I'm still growing as a CEO and founder. I've been doing this for 13 years, but every time I think I get it right, something new happens. I'm like, oh, okay, I got to figure that out. So I'm always learning. So definitely a professional background is necessary. Um, and then there's, I'm cultivating other components of the brand ambassador program. You may not be a dancer, but you're an ambassador. You're still part of the movement in some capacity. And then I'm going to have a training program. I had an apprenticeship program that I was running 2 years ago, but COVID and everything else and transition. So that's another component, to build a person up who wants to be in the business, who wants the background, who wants the training and the learning. They just don't have the tools and the means to do so. So we'll offer that as well. So there's so many different ways.
Where's your next? Where are you performing next?
Well, because of COVID, we don't have any performances coming up. But I do have a beginner's heels class that I've been doing every month um, in Brooklyn, 90 Sullivan Place. If you guys follow us at Pretty Big Movement on all social media platforms, we have a class, 2 sessions. Because of COVID, we can only have a certain amount of people in the room. There's a 6 p.m. to 7:15, and then there's a 7:30 to 8:45. Class is $25. You can just go right on our page. The information is right there. So that's what we've been doing is, doing our classes, staying relevant, building content. Check out our new Fashion to Figure spring commercial campaign that we just released a couple of days ago. It's been, we've been getting some really great feedback. We have a partnership with them. So yeah, in terms of performances, we've kind of, because of COVID, that hasn't
Right.
happened. Yeah, but still staying primitive in everything that we're doing in terms of keeping our followers and supporters, engaged.
So if Kamala Harris was to reach out to you and say, "Hey, I have $1 million for your nonprofit, but we want to make sure that you're helping people, the plus size women," what would you do with that money?
First and foremost, I would love, 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 love to have my own building where it would be called the Pretty Big Movement Body Positivity Center. And within that, it will have your music studio, your dance studio, and a theater, right? Of course, there would be a gym as well. And in this center, in this building, we can put on so many different things, so many different opportunities. Teach the youth if they want to get into music, because that all transpires into dance and theater and stage managing. All those things play a part in being an entertainer and being an artist. So definitely something of that nature would definitely is that would be my first thing to do, is to buy a building where I can facilitate any and everything that my heart desires to give to the community, to the young, to the youth coming up who want to be in the entertainment industry.
So if there's a young lady watching the show right now and she has her self-esteem is not where it should be because of her body, what would you, looking into the camera, what would you tell?
What I would tell the young girl who is dealing with some challenges with her self body imaging concerns is that first and foremost, just know those that that's temporary, right? We can change aesthetically who we want to be, whether
Mhm.
you want to go the fitness route, if you're okay with how you look, if you want to change certain things, those things can be changed. What
Mhm.
cannot be changed is your spirit and your soul. Who you are is what makes you who you are. So as long as you stay true to who you are and be okay with who you are, all the things that your heart desire will come. And the only reason I could attest to that is because it happened for me. I've never gotten surgery. My weight has fluctuated up and down, but at the end of the day, because I stayed true to who I was, the blessings still came.
Mm. Mm. Say that one more time. Mm.
I'm
You done
still
hit the spot.
I didn't change I didn't get no Botox, Intox, filler, butt lift. I mean, it's crossed my mind. I'm human, okay? But at the end of the day, it's like, Akira, you've been getting everything that your heart desires exactly who you are, what do you have to change? If I choose to change, then that's on me. That's a choice, right? But love yourself. And I know that sounds like a cliche,
Mm-mm.
but it really, 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 I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't find my true self love until a year ago, and I'm 38. I'm
Wow.
being honest. So I have a brand and I have a movement where I'm preaching love yourself, but really, I'm not really loving myself. But that all didn't happen until a year ago. I am more self aware. And I would say this to the younger, it takes time. Be patient with yourself. Nothing happens overnight. We're in a world where this world is crazy. We have a lot of wicked people. This is not 10 years ago. We're in 2021, and the youth has definitely endured so much. You know, mental health, I'm a huge advocate for mental health because it all starts here. So we need to really, really tap into those things and listen to our youth and really hone in on that because they are the future.
That's
In
true
10
because
years, I'm going to be in my 40s,
see,
you
and
know?
that's true because for me, I felt so much in love with myself.
Mm.
Love myself because if you don't love yourself, no one else will. You have to set the standards. As Zena says, set the standards, don't let the standards set you. For me, I am teaching people how to treat me now. I'm not
Mm.
going to give you that, because people will say, the Bible says, you should love your neighbors as you love yourself. Mm-mm, mm-mm. What I try to do is I want to tell you how I want you to love me because you
Mm.
may not love yourself. So I don't
Mm.
need you to love me the way you love yourself if you're not loving. So I'm setting the standards on how I want you to treat me, how I want you to love me. So then there's no miscommunications. There's no issues. So
Yep.
are you in a relationship?
No.
Oh, I
I
thought you
have
were gonna say that's complicated.
no. I to be very transparent, I've been single for a year. April makes a year. I've been single. I walked away from a very toxic relationship a year ago. It was very hard, very difficult. It broke me. But they say sometimes you need to be broken in order to heal, to find out who you are. And in that order, that's what happened for me. And that's why I say I know who I am. I know what I want, what I don't want, what I won't tolerate, what I will tolerate. That relationship taught me so much. And I'm like, Akira, this is what God was trying to tell you all these years.
But see, you have to learn. Sometimes you have to go through stuff to, go through something to come out. So you can get little hints, but sometimes, like for me, if you tell me the stove is hot, I'm not touching the stove.
Mhm.
Other family members got to touch the stove. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you have to go through it so you can preach it, be about it, and tell the other, because you're the leader of your company. So
Mhm.
you have to show by example, mentoring what you've gone through. So I'm so glad because so often we settle, we tolerate just to say, look, I'm in Atlanta, honey, and there's
Oh
so many women out here would rather have a piece of man instead of being by themselves. And
no!
when I tell them you need to have peace, not PIECE, but PEAC. Well, I need to write that down. I need to write
Oh
some stuff
yeah!
on that. I need to
Oh
write some
yeah!
stuff on that. But
No,
it's true.
it's so true. Let me tell you something. I was talking to a male friend of mine's, really good brother friend of mine's, and he's going through his own thing with his lady. And I said, you know what, bro? I said, I've been single for a year, and I said, I am so free. I am so free. I don't have to worry about if I'm gonna get a call, a text. All those things play a part on your internal health too. You stressed out, nosebleeds, and no, absolutely not.
You was getting nosebleeds?
What? I was getting nosebleeds 3, 4 times a day. That's how like this person was trying to destroy me. That was a demon sent. It's the spirit, not the flesh I was fighting. It was a spirit that I was fighting, and it was bad. It was bad, and through my story, I've rebirth. I'm birthing. Uh, 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 I don't even want to say the name because I gotta trademark it.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I'm, but I'm birthing a master class And it's all through experience. I'm not a therapist, but I can teach you from experience what not to do.
Baby, let me tell you. And that's what I'm doing down here. I'm working on it because I'm so, ever since that Derek Jackson, I'm so sick of all the foolishness. So for me, and I tell people this year I'll be married 31 or 32 years, right? I can't remember. And and I'm going to be talking about relationships because so often as women like listening to other men. I've noticed, they listen to men instead of listening to other women.
Yeah.
Right. Because most of these men, it's like the men got to co-sign a woman before they jump on board. And my thing is, and maybe it's because they want to see themselves with that person, because Derek Jackson was showing so many signs. How the hell he had 2 million followers? He was showing signs that he was in a relationship. But either you chose not to ask him, was he married, or you just didn't care, because the signs were there. If he's doing all of that, if I see, and he's attractive, I would have been asking, are you in a relationship? Where's your wife? What's going on? But apparently that wasn't the case, because it's almost like the Pied Piper. So he don't swindle them out of money. Okay. Because, and I use the word swindle because you're preaching something that you're not doing, and people are paying for what you're preaching. So it was almost, a fraud kind of a situation. And people are still following him, because I was on a page where, and I'm salty. Yes, and if I sound salty, I am salty, because we have so many desperate women out there that all they're looking for is hope, and they'll spend their last dollar for that, for that hope. Chris said black men warned y'all about Derek Jackson was a fraud, but sisters swore he was the black woman. Look, when I first heard Derek Jackson, I knew he was I say it again, a pimp in the pulpit. I've always said that. Yep. You can't run game on you can't run game on a gamer. Okay. I used to be a gamer, so I know how that works. You know what I'm saying? So, and I agree, but see, I think the black women, Chris, that the black men that was talking were probably some of the black men who were like doing some crazy stuff. So the women weren't listening. But then again, enough about him, because I can go on a tangent about him. Too. So let me stop.
That's a whole other conversation.
Thank you, that we need to have. But and I got to invite you on that panel. But again, since you're out there and you're doing bigger and better things, so you went to Jamaica, you had a great time, and I'm glad my Jamaicans really took care of you. And
baby, I'm going back.
Did you get a Dexter? I guess that means yes.
Plead the
fifth. Plead the fifth.
I plead the yes. Plead the fifth.
See, I got you.
Definitely plead the fifth. I'm definitely going back. It was a beautiful trip. What I can say is, to just sum it all up, is that God will send you people at the right time.
Yes.
That's all I can say. That's it.
Okay. Leaving me out there like that. So is there a weight requirement to be part of Pretty Big Movement? No, it's just okay.
Nope. And I'm very intentional about that now. When I first started it, 13 years ago, I was younger, I would say you have to be over 200 pounds. But then as years go and things change, it's just like, what? For what? Listen, you could dance, you could move, you're respectful, you're coachable, you want to learn, you want to grow. This is the place for you.
Okay, well, I'm here to warn y'all. Let me give y'all a disclaimer. Don't be watching her and go home, or you're watching her and you think you can do that. Because my chiropractor bill,
everybody can do it. It's just pacing yourself. You gotta.
Well, I didn't. Zena just wrote "go hard or go home."
Go hard or go hard.
And girl, when I tell you that my back, it's almost like my neck, my back. See, I just felt it again. I'm like, I don't pull something. So when you said Pretty Big, but you still did you have a dream? How did the name come? Because we did talk a bit about it, but how did what made you settle on that name and trademark that name?
To be honest, because I like to be honest. a former friend of mine's who I've known back in the day from when we went to high school. We were on the phone, and I spoke about, I just want to create something where it's like a pack of women who know how to move and this, that, and the fourth. And I'm like, you know, I know we're gonna be plus size girls, and I already know the heat is coming. This is me just like blabbing on the phone with her, and I'm like, I've been always been said to be I'm pretty, but I'm pretty for big brother. She said, excuse my language, because how girls talk sometimes. She said, bitch, that's the name, pretty big. And I said, that's it. And then, because I didn't know anything about the business aspect of it, a mentor friend of mine by the name of Rhapsody James, who's also a notable choreographer, she's the one who sat me down and said, well, these are the things that you need to do in order to become a business. So she's the one who opened my eyes to, getting
trademarking
and trademarking and all of that. And everything that she's told me along my pretty big journey, I have done, and it has worked.
Listen, we need, because see, now on an entrepreneur page, so often people have big companies, have big names, or have a name for a company, start the company, work with the company, and then all of a sudden, someone takes the name of the company from them because they didn't trademark. And I've been telling all my youngins who are looking to start companies that first get your business license and get your trademark, get your business together. That's the first part. And then they didn't quite understand what I was saying when I was telling them that. They thought, no, I can just do a business. And then that incident that happened with Kaya and Jason Lee, where she had the gag order when she would come on. She's the one who did Neck Back, whatever. She had a podcast called Gag Order or something like that. And Jason Lee, actually, he has something that's called I think the gagging or something like that. But that's still, she didn't trademark her stuff. So he went, and a lot of people are doing, and I'm not saying good, bad, or indifferent, but if you're going to do your business, you got to be about the business. When they say show business, you can do the show, but you got to get your business part to correct it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just amazing to see. Okay, so we talked about if you received money. Can you give at least 3 things that people should do who are starting a business? 3, and then we're going to talk about the other 3 about your business. What are the 3 top things?
So the 3 top things that I would say for someone who started a business is, first and foremost, what type of business are you doing? Like, what is the business, right? And then once you figure that out, come up with the name. Once you've solidified your name, you want to do a search to see if anyone else has it and if it's in the same likeness, right? Because there can be Gyro's Pizza and then Gyro Flowers.
Like Dove soap and Dove ice cream.
Right. You get what I'm saying? So you want to definitely cross your T's and dot your I's. Then once you do that, you definitely want to trademark the name. Of course, there's fees you got to go through, all that type of stuff. Then you want to look into getting an LLC, just starting off, which is a limited liability company. You get a tax ID number. Having a business actually saved me during COVID. We'll talk about that later.
Yes.
Thank God for that. And then once you get all your paperwork solidified, I always say it's good to have product, having another source of income to help you pay, make your back end from your LLC and your trademarking fees that you have to pay. Because it is a little bit it's costly, but it's an investment. You need to look at it as an investment. It's going to save you in the end. So you can just move forward with your business freely. You're protected and you don't have any issues that come about.
How important is branding? Let's get into that.
Woo! Branding is super, 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 super important. When I think about my brand, I think I've done a really, really, I'm being humble, and I'm always humble, but I think I did a really great job in branding my business, because I say that anytime someone has something that's associated with plus size or big girls, pretty big is always in the mix. So that means I've done the job. Like, I'm associated with plus size. Anytime you hear plus size, you're automatically going to think pretty big movement, right? So leaving that staple in someone's brain and someone's mind, engaging with your audience and your followers. Branding is super, super important. You know, your logo, that's your branding. Anybody sees that logo, we know what Pepsi logo is, the red and blue, right? Always have a logo that's part of your brand, so that sometimes we don't need to see the letters, we just see the logo, we know exactly who that
or
is.
Or
The
colors.
colors,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. Your colors, your brand, you know, like everything has to kind of tie in, so that we're not doing, okay, well, what's this, what's that. And then we're when we're talking about social media, you want to have everything in cohesive. So Pretty Big Movement, www. Well, we don't say www, but prettybigmovement.com, Pretty Big Movement, pretty, you know, it has to be consistent, so people are not searching. You can't have Coca-Cola tops and Coca-Cola bottled and Coca-Cola lips and no, it's Coca-Cola, you know. So really know what you're branding, know your audience, know what you're selling, you know. Branding is super, super, super important.
I just love the fact that you're giving out this information, because now people are, you know, getting money from their stimmy checks. So now they, so now people are open, you know, starting businesses. But I definitely want to bring you back, because I want to talk about, you know, what we talked about earlier with from a woman's perspective regarding, you know, Mr. Jackson. Now tell us again, because look, your Instagram page is popping. It is. Look, I'm looking at yours and I'm like, okay, I got to get mine popping.
No, but let me
even
tell
more.
you something. No, people don't understand. Social media is a job.
Yes. Yes.
It is a job.
Mhm,
Like,
mhm,
I literally, when I wake up, I'm like, okay, I got to check my algorithm. I got to make sure I'm at
mhm.
this time. Like, you know, I wish I had somebody just do it for me so I can focus on other things. But it is what it is for now, until, you know, I level up in my my admin stuff. So
You
yeah,
got me
it's
dancing,
a level.
leveling up. Stop. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's a full-time job, and you know, I don't think people realize how much work goes into just
Yes.
sustaining content, you know, like quality content, you know, because nowadays I just feel like it's so easy to become famous on social media. Like, people don't appreciate talent, people just want silliness, in my
Well,
opinion.
and that's what happens when you do something silly. You'll get the views, the clicks, and all that stuff. But when you're doing stuff empowering, common sense thing, you're not doing the gossipy stuff. You're not doing makeup, because those are the two top things that are really popping on social media: the Instagram models, the gossip, and the makeup. Those are the three things that are popping. So when you're doing positive stuff, it's like whatever. And we're in COVID now, so eventually, I think that's going to go. I think it's going to be, what's up is going to be down. What's down is going to be up,
Oh
because
yeah,
so
I
many people
agree.
are going to come out. We just have to be consistent, because I'm telling you, that social media is a beast, and you can get burnt out from social media.
Yeah.
Woo.
Sometimes I have to just put the phone down. Once I post for the morning, I have to detach, because it'll consume me. I find myself on my phone for like 3 hours, not even
Me too.
realizing. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I didn't get to do this. I didn't focus on this. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
get to do this. So it's addictive, you know. So you have to be disciplined within that to say, hey, listen, carve out from 1 to 3,
Yep.
this is social media time. And then from 3 to 6, it's my time, you know, for my like, whew.
It is. What do you do for self-care?
Oh, what I do for self-care, what I've been doing lately is massages. I love me booking a massage. I'm gonna get into my facials. Like, I'm really getting into me now. Traveling is a big deal for me. Once I said COVID kind of lets up and subsides a little bit, I'm traveling, which is why I went to Jamaica. Like I said, I'm going back, and then I'm trying to go to the Bahamas. Like, it's about me, because I've always made it about everyone else. So I'm being a little selfish.
No. Never use that word selfish when it comes to yourself. You're being selfless, because if you don't take care of yourself, you're going to implode and explode. So, and then you have a group, you have women that's looking up to you. So they need to see you take care of yourself, and you have to learn the most important word of all: no. No.
Woo, baby.
No. You got to learn the word no. because you can't be everywhere, anytime, you can't. You got to learn the word no, and whoever can't receive it, bye-bye.
And you know what? I wish it was that simple.
It's easier said than
It's
done,
easier said than done, because
but
us women.
Honey. This one here, no. And they're like, did you hear what I asked you? No. Did you hear what I? Oh, okay, I'll think about it. Because I'm telling you, because we now have to. This pandemic, when you couldn't leave your house, you couldn't do anything. People were going on YouTube, learn how to do the eyebrows, learn how to do their nails, learn how to do their hair. We were learning. We because we couldn't go outside. You know how much money people saved? You know how much money? So when the world opened up a bit, everybody went crazy. And I think and then we wanted to know how our friends were doing. And now it's opened up a bit, we're not doing the same. We have to be our brother's keeper. We have to be our sister's keeper. I call Monday now mental health checkup, calling in on friends like, hey, what's up? What's going on? Because when you are perceived as a strong woman, people don't think they need to check up on you. Okay, so I'm the first one to say, hey, no one's checking up on me. You need to check up on me, that kind of thing, So you are a pleasure to talk to. We want to bring you back. And again, the Women Are Worthy, we want to thank everyone for tuning into the Women Are Worthy show now in the replays, because we'll get more in the replays. If you want to join our tribe, you must subscribe and, join our YouTube channel, which is the Women Are Worthy Network, the Women Are Worthy Network. So you want to give any last jewels before we sign off?
Last jewels that I want to leave everyone. I would say this: we're still in COVID, yes. If you have the time to really tap in to something that you've always wanted to do, and you've never got the opportunity or the time to do so, tap in now. Tap in now. Do not wait. COVID has definitely displayed that life is short. Life has no age. We're all here on borrowed time. What you do with your time here, take it all up. Take up the space, and don't let no one tell you that you can't. If it sounds silly to somebody, it may sound great to someone else. When one door closes, another one will open.
I love that. And what I tell people is, if God wanted everybody to know what he told you to do, he would have made it a conference call.
Hello.
Okay? He would have made it a conference call. So just because you don't like what I'm going to do, it's okay. If you don't want to support me, that's okay as well. Because and we also have to remember, not everyone deserves to be in the room. I hear this thing where, you don't deserve to be in the front row. You need to be in the back row.
Who made you the decider?
Girl, kick them out of the stadium. They don't need to be in your premises, front row, back row, middle row. Kick them out of the room. Because some people, look, we have to do another show, honey. Because I don't need to get in this energy stuff. Because baby,
let's definitely set it up. Because I got a whole lot that I love these platforms where I can just talk and vent and really get it off my chest. Because, like I said, I walk and move accordingly. But whenever there's an opportunity for me to kind of get a little gritty, I'm always happy to do so, because I think people need to hear the real.
I think they do too. And that's why, again, we want to thank you for tuning into the Women Are Worthy show. Thank you for being a great guest. We just appreciate you. And you're part of the family now. So you're not even a guest, you're part of the fam, you're part of the tribe. And anyway, I can support you, let me know, because we're all about supporting women. That's why I ask women, why should we support each other? We need each other. We give birth to things. We give birth to nations. So it would only be right for me to support you, my queen. That's how I look at it.
Same here. Touche. Okay. Yes.
So, and again, you from New York.
I'm trying to move to Atlanta. I'm just trying to see where I fit in at.
Girl, you don't. Okay, I'll talk to you afterwards.
Okay.
So we want to thank you everyone for tuning in. Bye. Tune in tomorrow. The guest, we're going to be having so many people this week. We basically put the shows out on social media so you can see who we have from Monday through Thursday. Yes, y'all, Monday through Thursday.
Awesome.